What is up guys, the Coollector 19 here, and today we have here probably my most expensive Toga Himiko figure in the collection. We have here the last price of the Ichiban Kuji My Villain Academia release. So, here we go. So like I said, we have here the last price of the Ichiban Kuji My Villain Academia release, Toga Himiko. So if you don't know guys, this figure is currently super expensive in Japan right now. It's because it's a last price figure. Even though it's the same character, Toga Himiko, it features a different face sculpt there, a different pose, a different hue or saturation on the sweater there. And on top of that, it is a masteralized figure, so that is why this figure is somehow expensive in Japan right now, or in the secondary market in Japan. But early summer in Japan, there's a scheduled re-release or reissue of this Ichiban Kuji release. So make sure guys to stay tuned for that if you don't have any of the figures from the release, and you can get that for a very decent price because it's basically a draw once again, but it's exclusive to the website or the Ichiban Kuji website once more. So that's a little background on the figure. So massive shout out to Kimi No Japan Shop for selling me this figure for a very decent price, like way below its trending value. I am really lucky to have this one for the shrine, and currently I am happy with the shrine I have for Toga. Maybe I'll be getting the Spirit Tail plus the Belfine figure of this character, but that is down the line. They're basically the same price as this one, or probably more expensive, so that is why I haven't gotten my hands on it yet. So without further ado, let us get into the box art. So we have here the front side of the box, a good shot of the figure Toga Himiko there, the last one logo there, or last price, the My Villain Academia logo, Ichiban Kuji logo up here, Bandai Namco, MVA logo once more, the Masterlice logo there, and the Bandai logo on the bottom left. Yeah. On the other side, we can see a cool shot of the lineup here. So we have here Twice, Dabi, Shigaraki, and the last price Toga. So if you own the pricey Toga, that figure, or the image of that figure will be in this spot. So there. Plus another MVA logo down below. On the back, we can see here licensing stuff, some age restrictions, the Toho licensing there, Masterlice on the other side, there, on top, last one, My Villain Academia logo, and a UPC here for some reason. So that is it for the box art guys. Now let's take a closer look at the figure. Pop Toga Himiko out of the box. I'm really excited to have this in the collection. This one is basically one of my Grail Toga figures I am hunting for, I am eyeing for, and I'm really glad that I already have one in my hands. So yeah, and going forward in the video, we'll be taking a look at the size comparison between this one and the pricey Toga Himiko, also from the Ichiban Kuji My Villain Academia release. So without further ado, let us get to the unboxing. So here we have the last price Toga out of her box, and my oh my, this figure looks good, looks amazing, it's stunning, and it really looks like Toga from the show. So it's very detailed. I like the wrinkles all over around her suit there. The paint application so far, I haven't checked it yet, but as I'm looking at it, it doesn't have any flaws or whatsoever. Yeah, the figure is quite hefty. I like it. It's tall because it's a Masterlice figure, so it makes sense. And yeah, I like the Toga head sculpt for this figure, plus the metallic paint here, the gunmetal finish. I like it. So yeah guys, this is the last price Toga, and I'm really lost for words with this figure. I'm really excited to have this in the collection and in the shrine, because like I said in the first part of this video, that this figure is really expensive in Japan right now. So the first day of the release of the My Villain Academia line, This figure like cost about around 20 to 25,000 yen. So imagine how expensive that this figure was. But well, eventually the value kind of plummeted, but it's still on the expensive side. So just use Google to convert 20 to 25,000 yen to your local currency, and yeah, you would know how much this figure is worth in your currency, of course. So the only thing that I noticed about this figure is that the sweater has a lighter shade of peach compared to the Pricey. It has a more saturated and more darker shade of I guess peach, yeah, or pink. I think Bandai and Namco were still faithful to the last one like gimmick on Ichiban Kuji MHA figures. Like most of the last price for the MHA anime, they're basically just recolored figures, or the figure's metallic. One figure from the common prizes is remolded and repainted into metallic, or there's somehow a slight difference on the face or on the properties of the figure. In Toga's case, I think they kind of repainted the sweater, but they went with a different mold. So this has a different mold compared to Pricey, and also has a different face. So later on, I'll be showing to you guys the side-by-side comparison of Pricey and this last one, Toga. But for now, let us take a closer look at the details. So what I love about this figure are the wrinkles, the highlights, or the dry brushing or airbrushing, whatever it is, to give it highlights, to give it shadows. I like it. Plus there's somehow a white airbrushing here, so to give it like a highlight for the canisters there. The thing I notice about Ichiban Kuji figures is that they add highlights to the figures to give it more character, to give it more depth, detail. And yeah, on the hair part, you can see some highlights on the hair. Really awesome. I like the attention to detail. The metallic finish on these parts here, I think those are the things that she uses to suck the blood out. Her knife, matte painted, no metallic finish. On the legs part there, yeah, matte finish, I suppose, on the stockings and on the shoes as well. I like the paint applications on the shoes. You can see some more of those highlights that I'm talking about. Some black dry brushing or airbrushing, I don't know what's the difference, but yeah, I like this figure a lot. So it looks good, it looks sinister, it looks Toga Himiko-ish, and yeah, very great addition to my Toga shrine. Plus the complexion, Toga's complexion, the eyes as well on the face sculpt. No paint smudges. The paint application is crisp. I like the detail inside her mouth there, the teeth, the fangs, her tongue. It looks good. The insides of her sweater thing, you can see, I don't know if you can see it properly, the school uniform she usually wears. So there, the collar part of it. So great attention to detail. So yeah guys, that is the Himiko Toga last one figure from the Ichiban Kuji My Villain Academia release. Very cool figure, very stunning. I like the details, I like the mold, I like the height, and it's an awesome addition to my collection, my Toga Himiko collection, shrine, and MHA collection in general. So this one is a nice figure. If you are capable of purchasing this one, if you have the budget, go ahead and get yourself a last one Toga, because it's your money's worth. If you are a fan of Himiko Toga, if you love the character, don't hesitate, get the figures, your money's worth like I said. And yeah, it's a very great addition to your collection. So once again guys, that is the last price Toga Himiko from the Ichiban Kuji My Villain Academia release. So this Ichiban Kuji My Villain Academia Last One Toga Himiko figure is standing at 21 centimeters tall, and now I'll be bringing in price C of the Ichiban Kuji My Villain Academia release, also Toga Himiko. So here we go. So here we have the price C Toga Himiko side by side with the last one Toga Himiko, both from the My Villain Academia release. And right off the bat, you can obviously see that the sweaters differ in shades of pink or peach. I think they were trying to be faithful to the last one properties, wherein it's a different color or it's a metallic color. I mean, for the MHA line or for the MHA anime, because some Ichiban Kuji releases or for Dragon Ball or some other anime, they release like an entirely different figure that is not a remold or a recolored version of the ones in the common prizes. So I think that has something to do with licensing or copyright, or probably licensing. So I think that is why Bandai Namco is still faithful to a recolored version of a character from the common prizes, but this one has a little twist. It has a different mold, it has a different pose, different face. But other than that, these figures look good side by side. I like the scale, I like the mold, I like the finish on the parts there, the wrinkles on the sweaters there, the eyes, the face. This one has a very innocent face, while this one has a very scary and sinister face. And I like it. It's two sides of Toga, one the cute one, the kawaii one, while this one is the scary one. So I think they nailed that very well, and that is why the My Villain Academia release is still one of the most expensive Ichiban Kuji figures for the MHA show. So yeah, and because it's also exclusive to the Ichiban Kuji online website. So there. So that is a side-by-side comparison between price C of the Ichiban Kuji My Villain Academia Toga Himiko and the last one Toga Himiko, also from the My Villain Academia release. So that is it, guys, for the review of this Ichiban Kuji My Villain Academia last one figure Toga Himiko. And if you're wondering where I got my figure from, I got it off Kimi No Japan Shop. So massive shout out to Kimi No Japan Shop, because they got me the figure and they sold me the figure for a very decent price. So if it wasn't for them, I would not have this one in the shrine and reviewing it for you guys. So if you want to purchase some figures from Kimi No Japan Shop, I have linked their Facebook page in the description below. Do make sure to send them some love, like their page if you haven't already. And once again, thank you so much, Kimi No Japan Shop. So that is it, guys, for another figure review in the channel. Always, if you have enjoyed the review, smash that like button and hit the subscribe button if you are new to the channel. I post videos on Wednesdays and on Saturdays, or better yet, hit that notification bell so you always get notified every time I make an upload. Also, you can check me out in my social media accounts. All of the links are linked in the description below. So once again, guys, this has been the Coollector and this has been Toga Himiko. Thanks for watching. Let's collect, and I'll see you in the next video.